It stemmed out of a whole huge, humongous obsession with trains as a child. I reckon that's kind of the absolute pinpoint of my enjoyment in this area. Because my dad, I'll just give you a little bit of background. My dad used to take me to lots and lots of miniature railway parks, Castle there, Bunbury Forest, the Whistle Stop, if you know what that is. So I got to ride on the little trains and I had a blast of a time there. So I have a picture in my head of staring like at the Transperth network as a whole, like knowing like every single rail line and every single bus line there is, and knowing where every single train and bus is on that line. I absolutely am fascinated with movement as well. My ideal journey would look something along the lines of knowing that I'm safe first and foremost, making sure I get to the bus stop / station on time. So my journey doesn't just like focus on buses and trains, but it focuses on you know, how to get to the station and knowing that I'll get there on time as well. That I know the rules, you know, when on board Transperth trains and buses, what I am and aren't allowed to do. I'm a passenger that likes to help other passengers, but sometimes it's difficult for me to know if I've crossed the line or not. I was at Coburn trying to help a passenger get onto the train, and a guard pulled me out and told me that if I hold up the trains for too long, that I'm actually going to get fined, because holding up the train holds up the train behind it, that holds up the train behind it. It's a domino effect, right? So I think just clarity with the rules, like real specific clarity. Yes, I've been wanting to really work for Transperth for quite a long time now. I just haven't got the opportunity to. And I went to the head office in the city, hoping that like I could get in that way. Seeing as I'm on the spectrum, I actually have an occupational therapist who's kind of helping me define career pathways into getting this type of work. I'd really like to work in as a route master. Basically, they're the guys that are at the train station entrance. They're usually guys that stand outside the entrance and they're directing passengers. They're basically telling them what services go where and what time they're coming and things like that. So they actually are the ones that have to have like full head knowledge about timetabling and routes and where they go. It would be great if I could get into something like that, but of course, you know, you start at the bottom of the ladder, you work your way up. Not to sort of overdo it with all these resumes and job interviews for first and foremost, I reckon, because that can sort of tick people off a bit. If Transperth were to know how much head knowledge I have of their routes and how much knowledge I have of their timetabling, that's sort of what I think that employers are after when they employ people to become route masters.